Hello again, everybody. This is going to be Jund League number 29, I'm pretty sure. Um, and going to try something a little bit new in the sideboard, and that is Bitterblossom. So I was doing some kind of theory crafting, and I was pretty stumped as to what could maybe be a good tool versus all the mid-range matchups, and also versus all of the Uro piles. And I really just couldn't think of anything. And then I was watching like a random video on YouTube. I don't even remember what it was about, and I just saw this Bitterblossom thing. I was just like, wait a second, this card might actually be good. So originally banned when Modern was conceived, then unbanned, similar to Bloodbraid Elf. Bitterblossom just makes a 1/1 every single turn, starting from turn 3. So on turn 4, it's attacking for 1, and then for 2, and then for 3, and then for 4. And then, so it has the power to win the game all by itself. And against things like the mirror, it'll do well to make opponents' edicts worse, and it'll also buy lots of time jumping a Tarmogoyf every turn if it has to, or it'll just win the game by itself and kill the opponent, like I hope it will. And then obviously versus Uro, I'm the main mode on it. I'm hoping is to just kill the opponent by sticking it on turn 2 or 3, and then just defending it and riding it to victory. So let's see if that works. Other than that, the deck very similar to how it has usually been on the stream. Playing 3 Tireless Tracker. Still, the things that I have replaced to make room for this are 2nd copy of Kolaghan's Command, 4th copy of Bloodbraid Elf, and 2nd copy of Scavenging Ooze. Again, still not super stoked about cutting this copy of Scavenging Ooze, but I am playing 2 mainboard Cling to Dusts, so I still have a good amount of mainboard Grave Hate, but just a little bit differently located. So let's take a quick look at the metagame. So some small shifts happening. Uro still in at first. We actually see Blitz dropping down to 3rd, getting replaced by the previous 3rd place slot, Luris Aggro. Gruul sticking around in 4th, followed by Blue White, which has been between the 4th through 8th slot, up and down pretty much the past month and a half. Dredge slowly creeping up, subverting Jund. Jund now pushed down to 7th. Our hero still in the top 8 though, so that's pretty cool. But also in the top 8, this ugly thing over here, Tron. Amulet Titan, seeing some more play recently, as well as Humans, and then Ad Nauseam creeping up from 12th to 11, and then Burn following all the way down to number 12, but still in top 12. So with that said, let us go ahead and jump into the league. So really hoping that we get some Bitterblossom matchups, just so I can experiment with it. I haven't played a Bitterblossom in a long time, and if I ever want to plus it and discard it to Liliana for whatever reason, we get to add Tribal for our Tarmogoyfs. Also, I did take some feedback that I had asked if there were any suggestions on the layout, the new overlay. I am currently still taking feedback, but feedback that I had already gotten was to try to make the actual game screen larger. So I did do that. This is what it was before, and this is what it is now. So it went higher, lower, and also farther to the right. So again, this is what it was before, and then here's what it is now. So if that adjustment is appreciated, let me know. Maybe you want it a little bit more adjusted, or just really any other feedback you may have. I'd greatly appreciate it. Alright, this hand's pretty slow. If the opponent's playing a creature deck, I can kill first thing and then wait a turn and kill another thing. We are on the draw, so we've got to look at a spell. We've got lands, we've got some interaction. I think I'm going to keep, but it's on the very low end of keeps. If we didn't have a 1-mana spell, I would definitely ship. Alright, versus Shadow, this hand may be okay, assuming our hand doesn't get torn apart. Alright, and Inquisition, a pretty excellent draw here on turn 1. Don't yet know if they're a Stubborn Denial variant, but we're soon to find out. So Swamp on 1 means we can't play Red and 6 on turn 2, even if we draw it. But I think that's okay. Alright, so Grixis Shadow. This looks like it could be a Stubborn Denial. Indeed it is. So this hand, pretty okay versus Shadow, given that they have not cast Inquisition or Thoughtseize. We've got the Pulse if their threat is the Grimegg Angler. We need to deal with that. Shadow. Alright, so should probably just push that now. I'll play a land first and then push it. If I let them untap and play a land that's a fetch, they can fetch Shock and then Stubborn Denial. Go with a pretty nice draw though. It's possible I want to just play that. But they didn't have hand disruption on their first few turns, so like I would assume their hand is a mix of lands, threats, and counter magic. So the line that most smoothly plays through that kind of stuff is just casting the Fatal Push. Because if I play the Tarmogoyf and they push it, and then they fetch Shock to play to hold up the Stubborn Denial, I could be in trouble. The game could get flipped. Pushing this now seems pretty safe. And then next turn, I can make the decision between Goyf and Ravine or pull something. Thanks, Ian. I appreciate it. I've been working on it. If you think of any feedback for me, let me know. I already took some feedback before the image was bigger. My image was bigger and the screen was smaller, so I kind of made it taller, wider, and shrunk the image. Yeah, it was this before. Now it's this. Alright, so we could still get Stubborn Denialed. So we've got instant sorcery land in the yard. Could just play my creature now, but I think I want to go for the kill on the Grimegg Angler. If they're gonna counter the Pulse, it's gonna happen no matter what. At some point, it's not a Shadow, or I could have played around it as I did. So I think what's gonna happen here is I think I want to fetch for a Stomping Ground, get first red, second green. I could just get basic Mountain, save some life. I don't dislike just saving the life. Yeah, I'll get basic Mountain. The opponent not playing Path to Exile or Trophy or anything like that. Alright. So if we've got the Stubborn Denial, it's unfortunate. But this 1 mana could just represent a Dismember or a Fatal Push as well. There's no guarantee they've got second Stubborn Denial. But they do. Alright, so I think Liliana would be my best draw. Again, assuming they don't have third Stubborn Denial. Terminate works as well. This is actually really good for me too, because this allows me to deploy a Tarmogoyf as well. So I guess I should upkeep it. Upkeep the Terminate, that is. Because if their card is Snapcaster into another Stubborn Denial, I'm gonna want to make sure their turn's mana is at least eaten up. Yep. So now Liliana gets worse because it doesn't exactly Edict an Angler. I mean, Renin 6 will help it Edict an Angler. So let's lead there. So if we're not afraid of a Temur Battle Rage, we could even attack with this Tarmogoyf and threaten lethal next turn. I mean, if they've got the Battle Rage, it just kills us. But I don't think I'm able to block this turn with my Tarmogoyf. And then if I block and they'd Battle Rage anyway, unless they're playing around the Assassin's Trophy. I think I like the attack, and I'm okay dying to a an Assassin's Trophy. But I mean, they kind of have to play around it this way too. Because if they just go for the Assassin's Trophy, if they just go for the Battle Rage and then I Assassin's Trophy their thing in response, I just win on the spot. And this fetch kind of awkward for them because it reduces the clock by a turn. But I mean, Renin 6 can ping them to do the last point, and if they attack the Renin 6 down, that also just makes the Goyf bigger. We've got two lethal attackers between the Ravine and the Goyf. Alright, Stomping Ground doesn't actually change anything. I suppose I should play Verdant Catacombs and fetch Basic Forest. We can then activate Ravine, leaving up the Nurturing Peatland. The opponent will know I don't have access to any more mana. But if I tap Peatlands, I'm never getting the land off of this. Alright, they've just got the burn spell. Sure. Alright. Alright, so Grixis Shadow. This looks like a Bitterblossom matchup. Also looks like a Nihilith Spellbomb matchup and a Clothis matchup. Not sure about Plague Engineer, but it's a possibility. I'm gonna cut probably the Kolaghan's Command. That doesn't really kill a whole lot. I mean, it can buy back a spell, which is nice, but I think drawing any of these is just gonna be better. A Cutter Renin 6 doesn't kill anything. These games don't last super long. And then the Lightning Bolts don't actually kill anything. I like the Clings because we know they're playing Snapcaster. Yeah, the only other thing I'm considering right now is this Plague Engineer because of Death Touch. I think I'll cut an Inquisition for a Plague Engineer. I think I want the Thoughtseizes over the Inquisitions because Thoughtseize can take stuff like Gurmag Angler. It was a pretty good game, though. The opponent just had way too many stubborn denials for me to handle. So need second black for Liliana to be good, but they've got all my colors otherwise. And then hopefully a spell bomb can slow down an angler. So no reason to just play the Tarmogoyf here. They could really easily have the removal, but that's going to happen at some point anyway. Chance it doesn't if the Liliana just shreds both of our hands. They're still at 7 cards. I think I'm just going to use my mana effectively here. If they have Thought Scour, I've got the tough decision of whether or not to empty Pop Spellbomb, because Gurmag Angler could be something I have a hard time with. I guess we can see what they mill. Liliana of the Veil, wow. Alright, I'll let them have the Angler if they've got it. If they have to crack a fetch, it'll be fine. If they shock in a land, I have the option to just really blow them out with Liliana. Alright, well now I don't really have that option. Now I may need to just empty pop the Spell Bomb. I think the card is going to matter so much that maybe I just shouldn't. Yeah, I'll let you have it. Angler. Yep. Alright, so would really love a black source here. Alright, so there's the black source. We still have to hope there isn't a Stubborn Denial in our future. But next turn I really want to be casting Bloodbraid. So I think I'm just going to go for it and just hope there aren't Stubborn Denials here. Yep. So I'm going to do my best to stay 1 above an interval of 5, so I have an extra turn. Inquisition is interesting, but I still think I want to just play a Bloodbraid here. I could instead, I could Inquisition, plan to pop the Spell Bomb, play second Spell Bomb, and then on next turn, maybe I could cast Bloodbraid, but I really don't want my Bloodbraid getting Thoughtseized. Yeah, I'm gonna Bloodbraid. Then ideally this hits a removal spell. Things like Goyf would be fine as well. Not exactly a Goyf. Still a creature though. Then I'm not even going to attack. I don't want to make their shadow bigger needlessly. So I could go for a multi-block here. If I block with everything, what happens? If they kill one thing... If they kill something, I'll still be able to kill their angler. If they kill two things, like if their hand is Dismember Push, then I'm kind of screwed. It's probably not Dismember because they attacked with a shadow. So I'm just gonna hope they don't have double Fatal Push. I'll let them kill their choice of two things. Probably just gonna end up getting left with a Bloodbraid. If I wanted to be cute, I could Spellbomb target myself. That'll make Goyf a 3/4 and allow the Bloodbraid to live. Let's just see what they do first. Sure. Alright, Ferocious is offline. Wow, that's a hand. So they're Drown in the Loch, not actually going to be effective for as long as I have a Spellbomb to target myself. Their Kolaghan's commands are going to be very annoying. But I mean, Spellbomb also good versus Snapcaster. Maybe I should just take their backup threat. Yeah, I'll just take their other threat. And then I could even pop the Spellbomb now. Maybe I draw something good. Who knows? I think I'm just going to deploy second Spellbomb. And then I'll say go. Don't want to turn on their Stubborn Denial needlessly, so not really going to attack. Just flashing in the 2/1, sure. Alright, so now they get to enable their Stubborn Denial anyway. Unfortunately, their hand is very good versus this deck. I mean, I think Death Shadow is still a good take, because if they played another Shadow into play right now, I would not be able to beat it. Alright, so popping Spell Bomb now means they're just going to Kolaghan's Command something back. But I think I still need to do it. So I mean, Thoughtseize is good in that it'll be a way to push through something that kills the shadow if I find something like a Terminate. Alright, I don't want them getting a shadow back. And I'll discard the Cling because I really need to find a Terminate here. I guess now would not have mattered because they're tapped out. So yeah, that was maybe not the best. I mean, if I can draw Liliana now, I've actually got a very good chance. Alright, there's the Liliana. I mean, now they're likely to Kolaghan's Command, just buy it back. But that was still a very big draw. I mean, if they don't hit a land this turn, they won't be able to replay it. Or they just drew another shadow. Brutal. Tracker not bad. And I guess I'm just leading on Thoughtseize. They may just counter it because I know their hand. And it's all good stuff. Like, this would take Kolaghan's Command here. Alright, so I'm just leaving him with a bunch of counters now. So let's take a Kolaghan's Command. So if I take the Kolaghan's Command and then play Tracker, they can drown on the Locket. And then if they find a way to damage themselves, I'm in some trouble. Alright, that's everything they've got. If they can't find a way to damage themselves right now, they have to attack the Liliana, or I could stabilize at 1. Alright, so this is at least a chump blocker. Thanks, Nick. So now we need to dodge away for them to kill the Tarmogoyf. I mean, if they can kill the Tarmogoyf, we're still alive at 1. Hi, Kara. Alright, well, I'm blocking. If this is a battle rage, it's still a trade. Oh, it's a dismember. Alright, well, we've got another turn to find an answer to Shadow. That counts. I guess if they've got another Drown on the lock, I should just do this right now. Alright, we're in it. And their other card isn't an Angler, it isn't a Stubborn Denial, it isn't another copy of Death Shadow. We've already worked through both of their Kolaghan's commands. So, I mean, I guess now we're looking for stuff like Bloodbraid to start turning the tide. We've got Cling to Dust in our graveyard. So if they've got Snapcaster, we can kind of hold it hostage. I have not seen most of the cards spoiled so far, but I have seen a few of them and they look pretty cool. Alright, so I guess I can get rid of a Kolaghan's command. I guess Drown in the Lock is the most problematic now, but Kolaghan's command is just going to be a headache no matter what if they find another land. I'll leave Planeswalker for purposes of my Tarmogoyf. Only have the one Ooze. I want to leave an artifact. They have artifact too, but they can exile stuff from their yard. I guess I'll get rid of a Thoughtseize. That's the only sorcery, actually. I'll get rid of a Tracker. Come on, Bloodbraid. I don't think Revolt is going to matter for anything. In the event they have another Kolaghan's command, I want discard fodder. Yeah, the cleric. I've seen that there's like a new party mechanic, right? It has to do something with clerics. It's like you have a cleric and a few other card types, you get buffs. Alright, the opponent has drawn what we needed them to draw. Alright, so I guess now we'll go after Drown. Again, I'm going to try to leave Planeswalker. If I'm going to leave a creature, I'm going to leave the Bloodbraid. So I got rid of Artifact. I mean, Bloodstained Mire is actually another a card for the Clings. Alright, so now I should get rid of Stubborn Denial. Second Cling not adding a whole lot, so I'm okay just exiling one of them to the first copy. This would be a pretty insane game to win. We were very behind at one point, but a timely blocker into a timely removal spell might be enough to crawl back. I did not see Orzhov Clerics. That seems cool. Don't think the opponent has a Snapcaster here. They probably would have just responded to this Cling if they had it. Oh, I guess they have it anyway. Okay. Probably just going to Thought Scour to draw a card. Oh, just Stubborn Denialing? Sure. They just told me to draw the card, I suppose. This would be a good turn to hit something. That's not something. Alright, so I mean fetching does reduce the turn does reduce the clock by a whole turn. So maybe I just want to Cling to Dust first. If I draw something like Tarmogoyf, I can play it immediately. Even a Renin 6 would be good. If I draw Renin 6, I can't cast it off of Swamp, so that would be a reason to fetch first. But I think I really don't want to fetch if I can avoid it. Get rid of the Thought Scour because that's the redraw. And I took the bolts out. So I'll leave the green available, I guess. I mean, fetching first is another. It would let me leave a Bloodbraid Elf in the yard if I find my Kolaghan's command. I think it's best to just save the life. And then I'll leave up the green in case I draw Tarmogoyf and I can fetch basic swamp. Fortunately, no. I did see the new Nighthawk. Don't think it's playable in terms of modern, but it could be good in standard. Alright, Inquisition, a fine draw for us from the opponent. Still need to find something. And then, unfortunately, this Kling isn't going to draw us another card, but it did draw 4 total, including the initial copy. I mean, I would hate to say I'm getting unlucky, but I was getting lucky earlier. Need them to brick now, and then we need to find something. Way late for that. Alright, we lose. More lands. Oh, there's the tracker. So I didn't get to test the Bitterblossom yet. There are 2 of them. The Moto Land cards, I haven't seen any really busted ones. Like the best one that I've seen right now was an uncommon. And it was either a tapped red land or like a 6-mana 4/5. I think that's probably pretty safe. If there are any more busted ones, like maybe if there's like a rare or mythic version of something that does something stupid, then I guess it could be dangerous. But I mean, in general, I like the idea because it's a little bit more it'll make the game a little bit more consistent. Like it's harder to get flooded when some of your lands are also spells. It's like cycling lands, in that late game if you draw a land, you can cash it in for something else. So I like the idea, as long as they don't do something stupid with it. Please no Tron. Please no Tron. Humans. With Luris. Oh, it's just company of some kind? Or, well, they've got 2 vials. I'll take the Luris. They don't really have a shortage of mana. I'll just take their powerful stuff. This Thoughtseize is going to want to take the company. Ravine. Ravine's an okay one. I think I'm just going to lead on Thoughtseize. And then play Ravine. I could just do nothing now, plan on bolting something, but they're not going to play their Noble Hierarch. They're going to vial it in at 1. So I'll just Thoughtseize Ravine here. Drew a Path. That's annoying, but I'll take the company. Play Ravine. So looking like Bant Company, which I haven't seen in a while, but it should be a pretty tight matchup. I imagine the card collected company is very good versus me. Bloodbraid not bad. I think I still just want to cast a Tireless Tracker. Not going to have a much better window to play it, and this may entice them to just Path to Exile us in our upkeep. Because otherwise we risk they run the risk of us getting clues. And then I'm assuming they've drawn a 1-drop, because otherwise they probably would have just wanted to Violin the Hierarch. So yeah, there might just be another Hierarch. They could be Bant Spirits. Yeah, I just haven't seen any Spirits yet. Alright, so this is a 4 spike. Unless, like, it's equal to its power, right? Yeah. I wouldn't. Alright, so the opponent goes Hellbent. Let's say yes. Get a Swamp. If I draw Liliana, I may want to Liliana and Cling on the same turn. Alright, so we have the option to Bloodbraid. I think I want to just start hemorrhaging damage and Lightning Bolt something. I guess I could just kill the 2/2. If Bloodbraid hits a if Bloodbraid hits a removal spell, I want to make sure the removal spell can get cast. So I'll just lead here. Alright, and then I'm not going to crack this end step, because if this hits a tracker, well, I guess I have the Cling to Dust that I know I'm going to want to cast. In that event, I should probably just Cling now, because I could draw a 2-drop. So let's target company. More Bloodbraids. Alright, well, Bloodbraid is fine too. So we're getting hit for 2 here, putting us to 9. Then we're going to go down to a virtual, which is a virtual 8. So it'd be a good time for the opponent to draw a land or something. Come on, Maelstrom Pulse. So, is sacrificing fetch land something I'm interested in? So they still only have an attack for... Next turn is an attack for 4. If they draw another Lord, it's an attack for 6. So the fetch actually isn't super meaningful. So if I hit specifically Scavenging Ooze, I'm going to want a green mana available. So I'll leave up an Overgrown Tomb. Then really hope this hits removal. Alright, there's a Terminate. And then I have no business blocking a flyer, so I'm going to attack. So I would still like the opponent to draw a land here. Alright, and this fetch actually could make a difference in terms of clock. Since right now I know they can deal damage at intervals of 2. So I'm not going to fetch. The only reason I would fetch is if I get a tracker. So maybe I should just not have even played the land. Alright, I'll leave up the Overrun Tomb again. Removal, please. Push, bolt. There's a bolt. They could violin another Lord, which would be annoying, but I think I'm going for the highest upside play, given their card is fairly random. Alright, it worked. They could vial something in, but it's not a Lord. It's not a Spell Queller. Hopefully it's like a company and they brick on a land. They do have 4th mana source if they draw one. Okay. Could be a company. Alright, it's not though, so that's good. Alright, so Bloodbraid sitting removal, obviously pretty good for us. Bant Spirits. This could be a Bitterblossom matchup. It'll do something in terms of blocking flyers. It could save us some life over some amount of time, but doesn't seem great. I mean, if there's something I want to play less than Bitterblossom, I'll swap it. But these 4 seem good. Thoughtseize takes the Collected Company. Clean to Dust doesn't really seem like it's going to do a whole lot of effective stuff here. I mean, the deck seems pretty strong versus the opponent in general. I guess Inquisitions aren't fantastic draws late game. Thoughtseize, again, at least hits company. I could see Kolaghan's Command being too slow. 2 damage doesn't really kill a whole lot. And while Brutality does an effective 2 damage, Kolaghan's Command costs more. But I mean, killing an artifact could be good. I mean, I don't really expect to get many creatures back with this card because like their removal is exile based. Yeah, don't know that I want the Bitterblossoms here. On the play, they're probably better. Maybe I'll just cut a tracker because it's one of my slower threats. Sounds good. Mulligan to 5 from the opponent. Alright, so they can counter the Inquisition if they want. Some Hierarchs and a company. Alright, well, Brutality can get the company. We'll just have to be careful of the Mausoleum Speaker. But Mausoleum Wanderer, not taking care of it. Alright, the opponent played the land that we did not know about. So they are going to get to cast Company this turn if I can't find a way to kill the Hierarch. Brutality won't do it because they'll just counter it. I mean, I could just make them counter it. The issue is if I try to take the Brutality, if I try to take the Company with the Brutality, they'll just Company in response. And I know Inquisition isn't hitting anything. So I guess my only good play is Brutality, the Hierarch. They'll just counter it. And I just have to let it happen. So I would Mountain to do it, but then next turn I'm gonna want to get Overgrown Tomb. So I guess I should just Overgrown Tomb first, and then Mire the worst fetch because I've already got Mountain in hand. And I do prefer the Hierarch die to the Wanderer. Usually I would just kill this to not give him a choice. But, would really like to avoid getting companied. Alright, so they're just going to pass with a company up. Liliana not bad. It's gonna be something that can kill something that comes out of company. I mean, I'll just gonna Liliana minus now. It's only gonna kill a Hierarch. They'll just float the mana in response. They're just doing it now. I guess they, in theory, could hit Spell Queller. They bricked? That's insane. Alright, I mean, that's one way to crawl back into a game that I thought I was losing. Company is really, really good. But not when that happens. I think I'm just going to discard Inquisition here. The opponent's going to be hellbent very soon. So it has hexproof for this turn. Alright, I'll just Bloodbraid. I could Liliana minus to get rid of the Rattle Chains. It's hexproof, but it doesn't stop me targeting them. I'll get second green here. If I hit a removal spell, it'll be awkward. But I think I'm just going to hold my removal for later turns, get the threat down now. Tracker's a good hit, though. I'll say, like, any creature here is an above average hit. Ooh, Run and 6 is a nice one, because that'll get back land, trigger Tracker twice, and then we can Liliana. If they've drawn Spell Queller, it gets a little bit more awkward. But this is just auto-resolved, so I'll go for the Liliana play, because it also triggers Tracker twice. And then we are representing lethal on board between some combination of sacrificing clues and Ren and 6. Alright, that's one way to do it. Oh, I need to update my current record thing. Oh, they drew a company. Right, so, current record. Forgot I had that. There we go. It's a mirror. Oh no, it's red green. No, it is a mirror. Alright, well, in the case of a mirror, this Colossus is going to be near impossible to beat, so I'll take that. Alright, it's a Bitterblossom matchup. See if we can draw one in the sideboarded games. So I could just hold up a Fatal Push here. I mean, they've got a decay for the Tarmogoyf, but if they decay the Tarmogoyf, then they're not killing Liliana. I think I'm gonna play Tarmogoyf, get second black for the Liliana, so I'll get Overgrown Tomb. As far as we know, they don't have a Fatal Push. And they could decay this. They may just want to play a Tarmogoyf of their own. That's one of the new cards. Alright, well, land right now means we can Liliana right now. But I don't think I'm going to do that if they don't cast this decay. So I'll attack first. If I Liliana plus and they just decay, it doesn't seem great for me. Alright, so I guess I'll just Ravine and say go. Maybe a mistake. The question is, have I ever played have I ever played the Plague Engineer in the mirror to make my glyphs bigger? I brought it in for that reason, but I have yet to actually have it come up. so I think I'm just gonna untap and Liliana this. Oh, change of plans. We're gonna track her and do a fetch land. Then I guess I should just fetch now. I'll shock. This tells them I've got Bolt or Push. But I think I want second red and third black anyway. I'm gonna have the push for the Tarmogoyf, so I don't need Revolt to kill the Seasoned Pyromancer. I'm just gonna bolt it. See no reason to take 2 damage, to take 2 more life. Alright, well, they get to keep their Liliana. I mean, I guess I'm just going to play Liliana of my own and then plus. If I play the land, I can attack with Ravine next turn, but I know they've got Tarmogoyf. But on the flip side, I'll have a Liliana in play, which is another way to deal with their Tarmogoyf. If they've got a Bolt and they bolt my Liliana, though, like, it's really, really bad for me if I go, like, Liliana, play a land, plus, discard push, they go Bolt Liliana, play Tarmogoyf, then they have a Liliana on 2, a Goyf in play, and I have a Liliana on 1, which doesn't actually do anything. I could just crack a clue and then see where that takes me. Pretty close. Yeah, I'll crack a clue. I just think I'm not playing Liliana right now. I guess if I want to keep the option available, I'll leave the double black up. Like, if I draw Goyf right now, I'll play that. Bolt? Alright, well, Bolt gets rid of their Liliana, so that's nice. I guess I should just do it now, because I want to keep all the cards in my hand. And I'll play the Black Leaf Cliffs to have the option of attacking with Ravine next turn. Gonna have to keep in mind that they have a Seasoned Pyromancer in their yard. Alright, so Tranquil Thicket confirms the presence of Renin 6, not that that needed confirming. There it is. Alright, so we may just use the Ravine to attack the Renin 6 this turn. Looks like we are. So this makes me pretty happy that I kept the Fatal Push. So now the board will be clear to get rid of Renin 6. Which also puts our Ravine out of Lightning Bolt range. Never ever out of Fatal Push range, but nice to be out of the way of a chunk of the removal. Still have got a card on board effectively as well. Want to dodge Blood Braids. It's a good one. Alright, so doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, they do have to be somewhat afraid of this this Raging Ravine. Although Clean Dust actually a pretty interesting draw, because that can get rid of the Seasoned Pyromancer in the yard. And also draw us another card. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lead on sacrificing the clue. Then if something ridiculous doesn't get drawn, I'll just cling. I should probably still just cling. Get that Pyromancer out of here. No tokens for you. They know about the bolt. And then Bolt not doing a lot else. It'll really suck if they have Liliana of the Veil though, but that's gonna suck anyway. So I think I'll just save the 2 life. Like if they go Liliana plus, then I'm in some trouble. But if they don't Liliana plus, I feel pretty good. Okay. There goes the tracker. Ooh, Renin 6. I guess I'll cast that. No value lands to get back yet, but it'll at least put pressure on their elementals. This enables us to also cast the Cling to Dust. What's up, Element? How's it going? So it's possible I want to Cling to Dust their creatures to make Kolaghan's Command the worst draw for them. But then I'm not drawing a card, and that seems like a pretty significant drawback. Doing well so far. So leaving back 1 elemental is strange. I mean, I guess that means they don't have a removal spell for the Ravine. Alright, that does make some sense. Because they want to make sure this Liliana gets to stick around. Right, I'm just going to get basic Forest here. And then Cling to Dust. I guess I should get rid of the Tranquil Thicket in the event the opponent draws another Renin 6. Land not great. Terminate. So we can actually terminate the untapped elemental and then kill their Liliana. That seems strong. We just get a basic mountain here. Conserve my life where I can. Alright, we are not behind. Oof, now we're behind. Alright, well that was a good cascade for us. Something like a Tarmogoyf there would have been backbreaking. How about a Bloodbraid of our own? Into a Tarmogoyf. I'm pretty sure I'm comfortable just attacking. We are winning the damage race by a lot, especially accounting for Raging Ravine. I mean, any combination of any combination of attackers is lethal. Yeah. We drew soft for a while, so it was about time we found Bloodbraid. I mean, Tireless Tracker was obviously a pretty good hit. Renin 6 wasn't even insane. It just bought us a land, but even that extra land has enabled us to double spell on the turn where it was important to kill the Liliana. I mean, the opponent still has a few very, very good draws. Like, if they hit Bloodbraid into removal spell, we could just die on the spot. And that's pretty good, too. So they get to play their Clothis. I mean, they are still just dead to both attackers. We can Cling to Dust their first target with the Clothis to make it worse. Alright, land not great. So if I animate Ravine and I attack them with both, they'll have to block with Elemental. They'll take 5 down to 4. They'll then gain 2 up to 6, which means Goyf by itself also no longer lethal. But I mean, Ravine continuing to be lethal. I think I'm just gonna keep on jamming into them. So they have to block at least 1. And they also have to be afraid of a burn spell. Don't know if that means they double block now. They're not. Okay. So in the event I draw a 3-mana spell next turn, I'm going to want this land in play. This has been a good game. Maybe they'll just get rid of my Cling now. Yep. Goyf. Goyf is large. Inquisition, not a good one. So if I activate the Ravine, they do have to block. They could double block. The issue is that I can't really double attack because then I just die. I'll kill your Goyf. Alright, their Cloth is going to keep working. And I did mention that I may have wanted to start going after their creatures just so stuff like this wouldn't happen. But I mean, they needed to hit exactly Kolaghan's command, whereas the Cling was worth the card no matter what for me. And they drew another Bloodbraid. I mean, it really doesn't matter if you draw hot in the middle. It's whoever draws hot in the end. I think the only thing that gets me out of this now is a Maelstrom Pulse. I mean, I can Cling whatever they target, but I can also do that if I do this first. Liliana. Liliana doesn't quite do it. I think I still just want to Cling. So they should target a creature here so I don't get a card off of this. I mean, I'll accept the fact that I die to a removal spell. Alright, so this trigger will fizzle. Gonna put me to 2? Not yet. Okay. Well, if I play tracker, play ravine, I don't just die to a Clothis. I can still cling to dust for one more turn. Even after playing this into ravine. About as close as it gets. Maybe now I could even attack. No, because then I have to jump with tracker, and I want to be able to attack with tracker. Alright, so target something again, I'll cling to dust again. This is gonna be the last time this trick works. Do I want to gain 3 life here or just draw another card? Gaining 3 will put me to 8. I'm still just dead to 2 things hitting me and a Clothis. I'm gonna take the card. Removal spells would be big here for me. That's not removal. That's 2 clues on tracker. Croxa. Alright, well, I'll discard Inquisition. Not gonna discard a land because then I take life. They can't escape it this turn, so that's good. Do I have them dead? I think I'm short. Alright, so I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. I'm 1 mana short of sacking Clue, playing Liliana, Edicting You, because Ravine plus a tracker hitting them just puts them to 1. So I think I have to sack the Clue first, and then I can maybe Liliana. If I find a removal spell with this, I think I do just win. Even a push does it, because this is Revolt. Alright, now that Liliana does it. Jeez, what a game. Just need to make sure I keep the right one. This one. Wow. Alright, gonna have to play kind of quickly because I've got time, but pretty behind on clock. Alright, so the mirror. Let's see if Bitterblossom is good. Nile Spell Bomb. Plague Engineer. Clothis of my own. Take out all of this. I think that's it. Everything else in the deck seems really good. I could see maybe Ashiok just to like get rid of that. We know they're playing Croxa. We know they're playing Ren and 6, so maybe Ashiok has some value just to shut that off. But I mean, we're already playing 2 Cling, 2 Nile Spellbomb, 1 Scavenging Ooze. I don't have any haymakers, but mulliganing in the mirror really sucks. At least that land redraws. Stomping Ground here, given the presence of Swamp and Blackleaf Cliffs. Bloodbraid a good one. So if the opponent Liliana's here, I have the option of Lightning Bolting and Kolaghan's Commanding. I could even discard Bloodbraid Elf with the plan on buying it back. Cloth, this is problematic though. Alright, Cling takes care of the first target. I mean, this is only mana. I'll let them have the mana. Alright, well, I guess I'm glad that I held it, because now I can take whatever this targets. At least prevent that card. And I can bolt the Renin 6, and then hopefully the Bloodbraid Elf can finish it. Yep. Alright, well, I guess I'm not Bloodbraiding. I can Kolaghan's Command to kill the Renin 6. It's the hard way to do it, but I'm gonna do it. In the event they play Veil of Summer, I think I'm just gonna do this now. I mean, if they've got more lands, then I could be in business. There goes my Cling. Oof. Alright, well, I'll discard the... I guess a Swamp. Alright, something good, please. Goyf counts. And then we can attack the Liliana out of Edict range. They're hellbent too. I mean, they've got a card in Nile Spellbomb. They've got an active Klothys. I mean, if they brick here and we can get the Liliana off the board and keep the pressure, like I'm liking the spot. I mean, if they hit something like Bloodbraid, then we could be very behind, but that's the nature of the beast. Bolt is fine. Discard a land. Alright, so they're going for a removal spell here. Luckily, if they draw a two mana play, we have the push to get out of the way. We can still kill Liliana. Ooh, and we drew Bitterblossom. I mean, with the Klothys in play, Bitterblossom is more dangerous. I think I should probably just cast Plague Engineer instead, unfortunately. And I'll name Lurgoyf because, as was brought up in chat, my Tarmogoyf is now bigger than your Tarmogoyf. Yeah, I think this Bitterblossom would be very good here had the opponent not have Klothys in play. So then we're taking effectively 3 a turn. Plague Engineer also insulates us versus another Liliana of the Veil, which would be a blowout. Terminate, not the worst. I mean, I'm just gonna jam. Alright, I think the upside of playing a 2-mana creature is too high to not just sacrifice this. Alright, Bolt. I would assume they're sacking Peatland that on end step. Kolaghan's Command. Getting back Fulminator. Rude. Alright, not liking the spot anymore. This Clothis is doing a lot of work. Fulminator, yep. So if I try to bolt the Fulminator, at least it means they won't get to block it this turn. Same can be said about Terminate, I guess. And Terminate costs more mana. I'll Terminate. It doesn't feel great, but I need to get my attacks in. Joke's on you, my Blackleaf Cliffs are back online. So if I play the Bitterblossom, I'm taking 2, then I'm taking 1, that's 3. Then I'm taking another 3. So I don't actually get an attack in with the Bitterblossom. The only thing it would do is it insulates versus Liliana. I don't think that's something I'm interested in. What I need is a Clothis of my own to counterbalance this thing. There goes Terminate. Yep. Alright, we're getting a little on the lucky side. I'm not actually going to fetch because the 1 life could matter. Bloodbraid's very good. Need another land for it, though. It's going to be tight. There's only 1 walker in the yard, so getting rid of Liliana would shrink Goyf. Wait, there's 2? Oh, they have Renin 6 as well. Yep. We can push that. Alright, and I think I want to keep want to keep lands on my deck, so let's just not fetch. Alright, another Goyf's good. I mean, they're gonna take Walker out of the yard pretty soon. I can fetch to Lightning Bolt if I really want. Alright, but I mean, if I fetch, I'm dead to the next trigger. Just need him to keep on drawing dead. Renin 6, that's fine. And that gets back Tranquil Thicket. Alright, and again, I'm not going to fetch because that does change the clock. Alright, well, I can play that tap the next turn. Actually, next turn I can't Bloodbraid. Is there any value to killing the Renin 6? I can attack them down to 6. I mean, the bolt is enough to kill them. The issue is that they're just gonna ping me with run and 6. And I'm gonna die that way. Oh, I just hit yes by accident. As it matters, it doesn't matter. As it happens, it doesn't matter. But I mean, I could have attacked run and 6, but then I'm losing a turn to not damaging them anyway. They'd be at 12, they'd be then up to 14, and glyphs are nowhere big enough, nowhere close to big enough to kill them. Yeah. If we let the Ren live, it gets the fetches. But yeah, like they're very, very out of range if we don't attack them. So I mean, the run and 6 just is enough to do it pretty much no matter how I look at it, I think. On the play, Ashiok does get better. Just start stymieing the fetches. Not sure I would play over it. Possible that just like the lightning bolt isn't that good. Maybe I can play like one Ashiok over a bolt. I mean, bolt goes to face, it helps finish planeswalkers. Maybe I played over like a terminate. Just play like one over a terminate. Give it a go. Let's get a turn 2 Bitterblossom though. Let's do that. Nope. I mean, I'm keeping this. I think the ooze may be a more important threat. Especially since they're playing... Probably... We know they're playing multiple Clothists, don't we? Because they had cascaded into one with a Bloodbraid Elf when they had one in play already. Alright, well, we're going to put them to the test here, see if they want to empty crack a spell bomb to prevent me from getting a land. In the event they do, I'm getting the Overgrown Tomb. Usually I think I would want to get Stomping Grounds so that this can get basic Swamp. But in the event they take my land, I want double black to ensure the Liliana. Oh, are they short a land? Looks like it. I mean, this is going to be big if they miss. If they miss, I can get the Liliana lock. Wow, and they scoop. Insane. I mean, I don't think they were just dead, but if we had any amount of anything, then we're pretty ahead. Yeah, I just updated it. That's what I was in the process of doing. We rolled a 2 and the opponent expertly rolled a 3. Got a keeper though. We don't have many reactive spells. But we've got one instance of proactivity and then some threats. Pretty okay. So Wood of Foothills, that can mean anything. I guess most likely Jund or red-green. Alright. Looks like regular burn. Our hand's actually pretty well set up versus regular burn. Alright, so... Alright. Second, Verdant is good. I would originally have wanted to get Swamp and then Forest, but we wouldn't be able to famously fetch Mountain at some point. So this is actually a good draw because now we can fetch each of our basics painlessly. So we'll get Swamp, Inquisition. If they've got Eidolon, we're almost definitely taking that. We don't have the Eidolon. I'll just take the Borostrom. It does the most damage. Right now, I think we're about 40% to win. Alright, they drew a Wood of Foothills. That's actually good for us because it's not a burn spell. Helix us, main phase to get prowess. Yep. Alright, and then this Goyf should do a pretty good job at just stonewalling their Swift Spear. Or we could just push, but I think it's probably best to get the threat down. Get us something that starts attacking. So just gonna have to dodge 2 burn spells that each deal 3. Because I've already got 2 of them. Not yet any creatures in the yard to eat with the ooze. Alright, so Rift Bolt on suspend. So, I think what I'm wanting to do now is play the Ravine and then just push one of their Swift Spears. There's a chance with all the prowess triggers coming off, they plan on us attacking into me. Getting multiple green down could also be good so I can start eating stuff with ooze. So yeah, I'll Ravine and just say go. And then hope that they like just try to put me to 6 and then attack with both, put me to 3. Because that does have me dead to 1 burn spell. I mean, I'm going to need to get kind of lucky after this. They've even got a Sunbaked Canyon in play. So my hope is they just attack both here and try to skullcrack me. Alright, this is happening no matter what. Eidolon, annoying. The Bloodbraid itself doesn't actually trigger it. We know their last card is a Skullcrack. I mean, I think I'm just going to get Basic Mount and cast Bloodbraid. I could put Tracker into play and get 2 clues, but that has me at 7, then 6, so then any other burn spell kills me. I mean, Bloodbraid actually means that I at least get to add a 3/2 painlessly. And this Ravine might even be something that ends up attacking at some point. So I'm going to get Mountain. And then unless this hits something like a Liliana of the Veil, I'm just not casting. Alright, well, Terminate actually good. I'll take the life for that. So I'll add Enchantment. Alright, so now it's math time. So I do just die to a 1-mana burn spell. I don't just die to a creature, so I think I'm just gonna thwack them and hope that I can fade the top of their deck. Alright, that's a good sign. Alright, and this ooze is going to mean that their second burn spell has to be Boros Charm. So that's good. I mean, they've got the Skull Crack. I'll just have to be smart as to when I use it. Unfortunately, we don't have a bolt. So if they Skull Crack me end step, I'll just respond. I mean, onus is on them. They have to pull the trigger first. Alright, and they didn't hit it. Sweet. Phew. Close one. Bloodbraid hitting a removal spell was pretty key. Alright, so Cloth is good. Collective Brutality, great. Those are the only real aces. I'm going to take out Thoughtseize. Running 6 doesn't really kill anything, so I'll take out those. Only other real consideration, I think, is Spellbomb as a redraw factor, but I think most of these things will be better than just redrawing. I have a Brutality and a Tarmogoyf. It's keep. Thank you. Rift Bolt. Rift Bolt's one of their better turn 1 plays for me. Liliana, a good one. Little awkward that most of my lands are peatlands. Looks like I'm getting Blood Crypt with this. And so we're probably just going to full escalate this thing. Alright, I think I'm just going to discard second Peatland. The odds I want to tap it for mana are pretty much 0. I understand this is leaving me with only 2 lands. But I'm never ever tapping this Peatland anyway. The second discard is less clear. I mean, I guess it could just be Pulse. Liliana's going to take care of pretty much whatever Pulse can. Pulse can kill multiples, though, which is the good thing. Maybe I just discard Liliana, but I like Liliana for pressuring the hand. So, I mean, I'll discard Pulse. I think I want backup threat in case I have something like Path to Exile. So I'll take 3, take 2, go to 13, then back up to 15. If they have something like Path, I'm gonna leave them with it. It's not a burn spell, and I don't actually mind the extra land. Take a Boros Charm that does the most damage. So I'm at a virtual 9 now between just what I know about. Yeah, I agree, Element. Alright, so untapped green source would be good. The best one, there's that. Alright, so they've played Mountain. They didn't Skewer. So I mean, if I Liliana plus, it's getting a spell no matter what. But same with casting Inquisition and then just putting a Tarmogoyf into play. And I think I really like putting the Tarmogoyf into play. So I'll Inquisition first. You did call it. Alright. I mean, taking the Skewer would take away their ability to double spell. Skullcrack is annoying, but I don't actually have any life gain right now. And Lightning Helix buys them a full turn when it comes to attacking with Tarmogoyf. So I'm inclined to take Helix. And then I'll get down my 5/6 win con. So going pretty well. Eidolon annoying. Eidolon would have been a reason to play the Liliana, just because I would have had the answer in play already. I mean, I guess I'm going to 11 here to kill the Eidolon. I really want to start clocking them. Liliana also going to pressure their hand. They're going to be kind of forced to spew whatever they've got left or risk losing it. I think I really want to be attacking here. Lily Plus is a consideration, but that means I'm not attacking. And not attacking basically just gives them another turn to draw another burn spell. So I think kind of plussing here is also them drawing a card later. I really want to get in the attack. I mean, also true that, like, to, they'd have to take damage from their Eidolon to, just survive, to, even cast spells. Alright, well, I guess I'm just plussing and then playing a Blackleaf Cliffs. Don't really need second Bloodbraid. Although I do want the Blackleaf Cliffs to get rid of the first one. Alright, and, there's no one burn spell except for Thunderous Wrath that kills us here. You're saying attacking the Eidolon, then Liliana Plus was the line? Well, I don't want them to be able to attack with the Eidolon, right? Like, Eidolon can also just attack. We did it. Alright, let's update this record while we find the next match. Oh, well, that was fast. I'm still going to update it first, though. Where is it? Current record. Properties. I know. There we go. Won the die roll. You're not super late, Stratton. They say, hey, playing for the 5-0. If you concede, I'll give you 4 chests. I kind of want to play, though. I'd like to play. Sorry. Yeah, like, I have to play because I'm recording. Oh, Stratton redeemed a posture check. Let me do that real fast. And Nick also? Wow, you guys are against me today.
Lower your chair so you're straight.
Take the 4 chests and the don't scoop? That's not how that works. Doing well, James. How you doing? We're 3-1 so far, as you can tell by my brand new record indicator. We lost the first round, but we rallied it back, and we're playing against someone who's undefeated. And we're on the play, so seems good. Alright, so based on the fact that they're 4-0 and they revealed Luris, I am assuming they are black-red. So there's a consideration just getting basic Swamp here to save some life. But I mean, I think I want to just make my mana really good, and Blood Crypt means I get to Bolt next turn if I want to. I think Bolt is probably worse than Fatal Push, because after some amount of prowess triggers, Push will always kill something. So I'll shock the Blood Crypt, Inquisition them. Oh, they're Bogles. Alright, well I get to take their 1 creature. Yeah, in like an actual sanctioned tournament, it's very clearly bribery. On Moto, technically it's possible. Like in a league, you could just like Venmo someone. Alright, go with a pretty good draw here. I think I want to. I'll say I could take like a non-Liliana card out of the deck by taking the land out. I'm definitely gonna play this Goyf. I'll just shock the Stomping Ground and do it. I can't fetch basic Swamp as I would want to, because then I can't play the Goyf. But yeah, I don't really know the legality behind offering it in just a league. Like, I don't know if I like have grounds to report them, but I'm not gonna even if I did. Alright, so it's possible I want to Cling to Dust here, just for the redraw, because like if I draw another creature, I'm gonna really want to apply the pressure. So I'm gonna do it. Not gonna take their creature because then I wouldn't draw a card. This keeps a land. Alright, and there's Liliana, so that's excellent. Gonna make sure to play the land before casting Liliana, because if they Dryad Arbor in response to an Edict, I'm gonna want to be able to bolt the Doohickey. I mean, this is streamed and recorded. It'll be on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not reporting them. That's for sure. Like, I'm not gonna be a butt about it. Are they just gonna put Luris in their hand? Is that the plan here? I mean, I think they're gonna have a hard time beating the Liliana. Alright, so Luris is in the hand now. Inquisition pretty good. I think I still want to keep the Liliana as a surprise edict. The only consideration here would be like if they have two creatures. Like, let's say they drew a creature now, but they still wanted to put Luris in their hand. Like, if they go creature, then Liliana won't have time to load back up. But I mean, I'll get to see that with Inquisition. Like, I could just leave him with the Luris, then kill the Luris with the Bolt. Alright, so I'll just take the Luris. I'll clear up what's in their hand in a sec. No, I know you're not telling me to report them. They still are in Dryad Arbor? I think they do. I know they have one in the 75 usually. Don't know if it's in the sideboard these days. Yeah, James, I definitely made it smaller. Here, I can show you what it was. It was this. Now it's this. Ravine, a nice little backup threat in case they somehow find the Path to Exile. Oh, well, there's the Path to Exile. Use the ability? Yes, I would love to. Let's get more... I guess I should get black for Liliana. Yeah, let's get black for Liliana. So obviously not as good as just drawing another threat, but this is fine too. No, yeah, I did change it. There's a pretty significant difference. See, like, here's the other version. It went taller. It went taller. It went lower, and it also went more to the right. I'll put it back. Alright, well, they continue to not find a threat, which is good. More Path to Exiles would be annoying. Oh, there's another Glyph, so we'll just cast that. Tarmogoth. Yeah, it wasn't... I didn't make like a huge change to the layout, but I didn't want to make my image or the chat too small. You like the current recording thing? Yeah, we do have lethal if we want to spew the bolt, but I'm just going to play it slow and safe, I think. Because like if they have a path here and I've used my entire turn... We could also just like activate the Ravine first and then see if it works. If that's what you meant, then yes, I'd be inclined to agree. Like, if they have another path here, it's unfortunate, but okay. And then I'll be technically accurate and bolt them upkeep. Yeah, like, we could hold a bolt in case of stuff, but I mean, the Liliana kind of prevents that stuff, given we already know 5 of their cards. Okay, well, Plague. I actually am only playing 1 Plague Engineer currently. Don't think Brutality is going to be good enough. Like, it's another way to take Bolt, to take Path Exile. We could Bitterblossom just as a way of blocking something every single turn, but they've got stuff that gives pro creatures and stuff that gives trample. It seems bad there. I mean, they do damage in such big chunks that losing 1 relatively seems really good. I mean, let's just see how much we want to take out. Not really liking Kolagon's command. 3 mana for do almost nothing seems bad. It's like it's hard to know when to stop taking out spot removal. Because, like, I mean, it still kills the Dryad Arbor if they're playing it, and it also kills the O2, the Enchantress. Yeah, you are true. You are right. Spellbomb can catch your Encore. Yeah, let's bring in the Spellbomb. It's also just a redraw to a Liliana, right? I think I like the Fatal Pushes before the Terminates, so definitely gonna take the Terminates out. I mean, this could be an okay time to try Bitterblossom just over more removal. I guess I should keep Bolts because those go to the face. So let's take a push out. Probably another one. I mean, this looks okay to me. Yeah, cut 2 push. Yeah, I'm at 1 right now. Yeah, I guess you just typed it before I read it. Yeah, James, I'm trying out Bitterblossom. It's just something really, really good versus the mirror. Any mid-range deck, really, and it also, in theory, seems very good versus Uro. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna ship this. Gotta ship this too. Is Cling needed? I mean, it's just a redraw, really. It also gets the Rancor, if it ever matters. Obviously can't keep this. We both mulligan to 5. We've got Inquisition. You know, I'll keep this 5. Bottom of Bolt. And I can see just bottoming the other Bolt. Yeah, let's do it. If their threat is exactly Enchantress, it'll feel bad. But I think I want my clock. Alright, they've got a Leyline. Joy. Yeah, Clothis is really awkward. Along fighting against a Leyline. We saw it versus just in our match 3. The opponent playing Jund had a Clothis early, and we did not have much to say about it. So, I mean, if I don't draw something that this Inquisition targets from my own hand, I might just target myself with the Inquisition after playing Goyf to add sorcery. Gets more awkward if I, like, have to take something, though. Alright, so I've already got double black. I obviously went first green. Let's get Stomping Ground. Alright, well, I'm playing the Tarmogoyf. The 1/2, Be Afraid. I mean, they kept a 1-lander. Yeah, Bogles is pretty silly. I feel like it like among all the decks that just like play themselves, I feel like this This is the one that does that the most. I mean, we could draw Maelstrom Pulse and be very much in this. Just like, kill the Ethereal Armors or the Leyline. Alright, but I mean, as it stands, I mean, I could do what I mentioned before, which is I could play Goyf, play Swamp, play Inquisition, target myself. But I think I want to get second Goyf down, and then next turn I can spin the wheel, see if I can hit Maelstrom Pulse. And then I guess I'll attack for 1. If I've got the protection from creatures or the trample, it doesn't really matter how many Goyfs I have back. Yeah, I could IOK myself next turn, James, but I think I want to spin the wheel and try to hit a way to deal with these enchantments. Alright, and there's the Rancor. So, just dead. Right? Yeah, I'm just dead. Could have left back the Tarmogoyf. Alright, let's see what I would have cascaded into. Bolt. Alright, so that would not have done it. I mean, that's the power of Leyline. I mean, I don't think I can take out Hand Disruption in the face of it. I think I just have to hope. He says offer is still on the table. Alright, let's go first and hope they don't have the Leyline. We've got turn 2 Bitterblossom if we want it. We have no Hand Disruption. The issue is, like, if they have the Leyline, the Hand Disruption just straight doesn't matter anyway. Hey, they mulliganed. That means they didn't have Leyline and a creature. Yeah, I think the mulligan is really close. I think that if I mulligan to Hand Disruption and then the rest of the hand is bad, I lose so much to a Leyline here. As it turns out, they don't have it, so would have been good. Unless they've got multiple, but I mean, yeah, I think it's close. Canopy. Alright, there's the dude. Not great. I mean, we need to find Liliana's, I guess. Alright, I mean, let's Bitterblossom. It's the experimental card. I mean, it'll block for almost forever. I mean, turn 1 Horizon Canopy might mean they're short on lands. The Everchomp, yes. As long as they don't give it trample. Alright, so if they don't give it trample, we only ever take 1 from a single large Bogle. Make a thing. Hey, that's a pulse. So I guess maybe we want to just run in 6 now to guarantee the pulse on turn 2. I think I really, really want to just slow them down. Like, if their play is Daybreak Coronet and only Daybreak Coronet, and we can kill the Ethereal Armor, We get both of them. Oops, that's not how I cast the spell. And I am gonna just start jumping with fairy rogues. Land go. I mean, I can pulse that too. Look at this, we gained 4 life already if you take into account the fact we already lost one. Backup creature, okay. So I'm assuming they don't have the trample enchantment. Which means I think I'm going to play double Tarmogoyf this turn. Cling not going to do a whole lot. Yeah, double Goyf. That's the plan. Like I want to have some amount of pressure down after I pulse, because if I pulse and have nothing going on, then it doesn't actually mean a whole lot. Yeah, I don't think they have the Rancor currently either. This is when they go Rancor into Daybreak Coronet. Oh boy. There's the Daybreak. Alright, well now I think I just have to kill the Grifspoon. I mean, I can block the flyers with the Bitterblossom tokens. Is it crazy to want to block like this? Because I mean, I kind of have to, or else this Bitterblossom is not going to be able to survive long enough for it to be good. Yeah, I'll block like this. Alright, so now we get to pulse the Grifspoon, which will make the Daybreak Coronet fall off. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just the line. So let's hit the Grifspoon. It costs 4, return it to the graveyard battlefield attached to a creature. Alright, so we'll kill the Grifspoon. Daybreak says bye. I can again return a land. And then I think I have an attack now. The issue is like if they actually, I guess if they Grifspoon this, they don't have any mana to do anything else. Yeah, I think I'm attacking here. I also, in a pinch, can gain 3 off of, Oh, you're right. It's also really good versus the Boon. So, they have to pay the 4. So, like, returning it to the field is not part of the cost. So I can just let them tap out for it. Alright, let's attack. They have only 1 card. Yeah, exactly. I'll just respond to it if they activate it. Even possible I wanted to bolt there, just because we don't actually have instant yet, and that would have hit for 1 more damage. But yeah, this Bitterblossom is looking pretty good. Just because it's gained us a lot of life effectively. I mean, they could still just draw any trample enchantment and the game ends. Like this Rancor. So I guess I can start thinking if the one life from the Verdant may actually end up meaning something. I mean, it might, but I think I really want to cast a Bloodbraid here. Alright, that's a good sign. I guess they're just digging for the trample enchantment. I mean, if they find it, they find it and we die. First strike and totem armor, yeah. Alright, I'm going to do some math at the end step here. Alright, so if I bolt them, puts them to 9. Goyf will be 5 power. That's 4, so that means Ren and 6 pinging them is lethal. Wait, we have a Bloodbraid. Don't we just kill them here if we don't, as long as they don't have path? We bolt them, put them to 9. Ping them, put them to 8. Oh, it's 1 off. And I'm still gonna bolt them. It's not going many other places. Oh, did I miscount? It is just lethal. Oh, right, because it adds instant. Yes, so I think we eke this out, assuming their last card isn't Path to Exile. I guess I should leave up Overgrown Tomb. If I hit Ooze, I'll want green and I'll want black for this, the Cling. Alright, well that also takes care of the Griff Spoon in case we needed another answer. Lethal? Please no path. They said GG's. I hope it's not the slow roll. Hey, we did it. Yeah, they would have needed exactly Path and Rancor. Yeah, odds of that are pretty low. Alright, so we lost the first round, then rallied back for the 4-1. Alright, so let's do a deck tech. I guess let's start with the star of the show, Bitterblossom. So, it was obviously fantastic in that last game. It actually ended up it was probably the only reason why we won that game, to be honest, because it gained us effectively 30 life because it stopped like 4 attacks for 7 or more. But I mean, we brought it in, I think 3 out of the 5 matches that we played, and we didn't see it in one of them. We didn't see it we didn't see it versus Grixis Shadow. We did see it versus the Jund Mirror, but the opponent had a Clothis, and losing 3 life a turn didn't seem very attractive, so I ended up not even playing it when I found it. So, I mean, I still think I want to play the Bitterblossom versus Jund. But I mean, Clothis is just a beast by itself, which is why I'm also playing one. So I guess going back to the main deck, I'm still really happy that these are Terminates. There still has yet to be a point in time where I wished I had something that kills more than just a creature. And giving the opponent a land obviously also really bad. So I mean, trophy can obviously kill more things, but terminate doesn't ever ramp your opponent. So I still really like how terminate is positioned. The cling to dusts were pretty insane this matchup. This entire league really. There were 3 matches where it just drawing us and netting us additional cards was enough for it to earn its spot and its role in the game. Thanks. Yeah. The 4-1 was hard fought after the first round loss. Still really liking the mix of 3 push, 3 bolt. We saw again in multiple scenarios where we really liked having our second removal spell being a second push. Again, no guarantee that the push that we had, one of the 2 pushes we had, was the one that we brought in for the bolt, that we swapped out for the bolt. But there were at least 2 cases, one versus Grixis Shadow and one versus Jund, where having a second push was very, very good because we needed to kill either a Shadow or a Tarmogoyf. I still think Wanu is probably fine if we're playing 2 Cling to Dust, and I definitely do want to play 2 Cling to Dust. Renin 6 insane as it usually is. Tracker again performed well, so I think I'm still a very solid like 7 or 8 out of 10 on this card. It's one of the slower threats, but it does something very similar to Seasoned Pyromancer and Bloodbraid Elf. But it has the potential to close the game really all by itself, which is why I'm playing it over Seasoned Pyromancer and the 4th copy of Bloodbraid Elf. It was like the snowball power that this thing gets is just absolutely absurd. And then Liliana, still insane. Going into the sideboard, we didn't actually get to play the Alpine Moons this league. Same with the Boils. The Spell Elms were very good versus Jund, Shadow. We brought him in versus our last opponent. Didn't see him. Well, we actually did see it. We cascaded into one at the end, but ended up not mattering. We brought in the Brutalities versus Burn, and then ended up being very good, as would be expected. The Bitterblossoms were insane. We brought in the Plague Engineer. We saw it versus the Jund Mirror, where our glyphs would have been larger than the opponents, but we never each had a glyph on at the same time. Cloth is obviously insane, and then we just never really had a really strong Ashiok matchup. Alright, so that's going to be it for this league. You think I still undervalue Spyro? I think it's good, don't get me wrong. I just think I want to play Tracker before it, and Tracker and Seasoned Pyromancer would kind of occupy that same spot in the deck. I mean, I can't really play both, so I think I prefer Tracker right now. But yeah, that's going to be it for this recording. If you are watching this currently on Twitch and you want to see all of my pre-recorded videos that are already uploaded on YouTube, you can find my YouTube channel name in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. And if you're watching this currently on YouTube and you want to watch my recording sessions live, you can also do so at the link found on the bottom left of your screen. And you can find both of those links either in the description of the video you're currently watching or in the biography of my Twitch page. So with that said, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.